Ruffing in the shorthand. When you're declaring a trump contract, you want your trumps to win as many tricks as possible. One of the most common ways of making the most of your trumps is by ruffing in the shorthand. What's meant by ruffing in the shorthand? And why does ruffing in the shorthand give extra trump tricks? Say trumps are spades and you have 3 of them in dummy. And in your hand you have 5 of them. In this hand here, dummy's hand is referred to as the shorthand, the hand which has fewer cards in it. And this hand here with a longer length in trumps is referred to as the long hand. The longer hand is often declarer's hand, but not always. In this hand here you can see that if you play out the trumps you will probably win 5 trump tricks. If the defender's trumps split 2-3, then the ace, the king and the queen will swallow up all the defender's trumps and your 8 and 7 will be established through length. They are the last 2 trumps left. Sometimes there's a way to make even more trump tricks, and this is through the technique of ruffing in the shorthand. Here's how it works. In this contract here, East is in 4 spades. He has to make 10 tricks. East has all the top spades. Even if there's a terrible 4-0 spade split, East will make 5 spades. East also has 2 club tricks, with the ace and the king of clubs, and a diamond trick with the ace of diamonds. That's 8 tricks. East is 2 tricks short of the 10 tricks needed. But there's a way here to make those 2 tricks that East desperately needs, and this is by ruffing in the shorthand. First watch what happens if East just draws the opponent's trumps. All those trumps in dummy's hand, the shorthand, get swallowed up. So let's not do that. Instead, here's how East can use the ruffing in the shorthand technique. The first thing West should do after winning the king of diamonds is to lose a heart. He can see he now has a void in hearts in dummy, and he has 3 losing hearts in his hand. If he can ruff 2 out of 3 of those little hearts in the shorthand, he's going to create 2 extra tricks, and 2 of those little trumps in dummy basically become tricks in their own right. When West gets back on lead, he will now ruff one of those little hearts in dummy. He returns to his hand again and ruffs another heart, so now he has his 10 tricks. He can then safely draw the trumps and enjoy his game score bonus. By ruffing in the shorthand, West went from having 5 trump winners to having 7 trump winners. 2 of those little trumps in dummy became tricks in their own right. So you can see that ruffing in the shorthand can be a brilliant technique. It's important to note though that ruffing in the long hand is hardly ever a good thing. In fact, it can often be a very bad thing. It can be really dangerous. If you ruff in the long hand, it's very, very easy to lose trump control. So when you're thinking about ruffing to make some extra tricks, think about ruffing in the shorthand.